Hey guys, it's Wednesday, March 13th, 2024. It is about 7:21 a.m. as I am doing this, or 7:22 a.m. And yeah, the title is not lying. We are here to talk some MLP news, My Little Pony news, My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, My Little Pony Generation 5, Make Your Mark, Tell Your Tale, as well as My Little Pony the Movie 2017. And we're going to start off with 2017 in the MLP Movie, because as a lot of you know, the MLP Movie over the past several months has been on Netflix, as one of its outlets. Ever since it was, released from theaters and then went to home video and then digital, it's been all over the place. It has been all over the place. It has been on Paramount Plus. It's been on XP. That's EPEX, not XP, but EPEX. That's EPIX, EPEX. It's been on there. It's been on, I think it just went on to MGM Plus. So if you want to find it and you have an MGM Plus account, it's on there. It was on Paramount Plus, and now it's on Netflix. And you can buy it. You can buy it digitally at Vudu and at Amazon Prime and Apple and Google. Unfortunately, you can't do the movies anywhere with it. For some reason, Lionsgate is like Paramount. They don't want to, play nice, and use the movies anywhere. I guess you could say partnership to allow people to, digitally purchase or put in digital codes to simultaneously get the movies on all the available platforms that they utilize. So, yeah, you can purchase it, like I said, on Amazon Prime and Vudu and all that, and you should be good to go, or like I said, the other outlets that you might utilize. Now, with that said, the reason I bring this up is because next week, next week, actually it's going to be a week this past Monday, so this upcoming Monday, the MLP Movie, the 2017 movie, will be removed from Netflix. Now, does this affect the 4 seasons of Friendship is Magic that Netflix does have? No. As far as I know, it does not. Doesn't affect any of the other MLP stuff they might have from Generation 4, like some of the Equestria Girls specials and all that. No. Does this affect anything G5-wise, from Make Your Mark to Tell Your Tale to the New Generation Movie? No. As far as I know, it does not. But it does affect, but when it comes to the 2017 movie, yes, it does affect it. Now, for anybody wondering why Netflix is doing this, again, as I mentioned, Lionsgate doesn't like to play nice, right? Well, Lionsgate is the ones behind the film's distribution into theaters. Lionsgate is the one that pretty much made a deal with Hasbro and Allspark Pictures at that time, E1 Pictures now, to release the film in theaters back in 2017. It's going to be 7 years this October, believe it or not. So they basically, for I don't know how much longer, have the distributing rights to the movie, and they have the rights, again, for whoever knows how much longer, to license it out to any platform they want for a certain amount of time. And here's the thing, it's not just My Little Pony the Movie, the 2017 film. No, it's not just that. It's any film that's under their distribution license. It's any live action film, it's any animated film, it's any internationally subbed or dubbed anime or European animation or, Latin animation, whatever you want to call it. If they have the distributing license, for those properties, then they have the right to negotiate what kind of deal for however long they want their movie, that they have the license, they have the licensing rights to distribute, to be on a said platform. And the same goes for MLP 2017. So yeah, that movie that movie is pretty much, 1 foot out the door at Netflix unless something gets, fixed, down the line, and they're able to retain the rights for at least a little longer. But I don't think that's going to happen. Again, Lionsgate is not Hasbro. Lionsgate owns the rights to the movie, not Hasbro. Hasbro does own part rights, but not as much as Lionsgate. So until that distributing license from Lionsgate runs out for, who knows how long they may have it for, the movies like movies under the title, under the distributing title, movies like MLP 2017 will be pretty much out the window before you know it. So yeah, that's what's going on there. Now, again, like I said, as far as the first 4 seasons go, they're still on there. I don't know if Netflix is going to try to find a way to get the other seasons, because in case some of you don't know, and I think I've mentioned it before here on the channel, the other seasons are owned by Discovery Family, which is why, as some people brought up, the Generation 5 shows like Make Your Mark and to an extent Tell Your Tale cannot really elaborate too much on the past of Generation 4. They can't elaborate too much on, why Twilight had to do what she did, or the other main 7, if you will, or even why Spike, Spike mentioned it, towards the end of chapter 6, but anyway, they can't really go too in depth, if you will, as to why the dragons went from the Dragonlands to this island of Scaly, or whatever it is, this Isle of Scaly. So they can't dig too much into it because Discovery Family owns the rights still to the later seasons. And I don't know how much longer that's going to be. I would assume it's not going to be too much longer. It's not going to be too much longer because, if Discovery Family owned, if they owned the entire rights, if you will, to the show, outright, if they did, then basically we wouldn't see seasons 1 through 4, on Netflix still. But I think there's a reason, though, why we see it on Netflix. We see it on Netflix because I think those seasons were licensed when Discovery Family was originally the hub. They were originally a Hasbro network, if you will. So my thought basically is that's why Netflix is able to own those, not own, but distribute those seasons, because they had an agreement initially with the hub to take the episodes of all the seasons, like the first half, the second half, and distribute it onto the platform after they were done. So that way, if you didn't catch them initially, you could binge watch them as much as you wanted. And we got to remember, too, that during this time they switched over from being the hub to Discovery Family, and now all the things that came out afterwards, all the seasons that came out afterwards, under the Discovery name. And Discovery Family, which is part of the WBD initially, to an extent, basically has the rights to seasons 5 to 9. So it makes it a little bit more trickier. But if we look at the bright side, believe it or not, David Zaslav is trying to do tax write-offs and tax downs and trying to sell certain things like Coyote versus Acme to get that distributed. I would not be surprised if he decides, hey, let's license out, or not license out, but let's sell the rest of these seasons of MLP Friendship is Magic back to Hasbro, or sell them off to somebody else to have the distributing rights to, so we can make some money off it. And you can't tell me Netflix, knowing that the fans want all the seasons, are not going to be like, hey, we'll take that. We'll do that for you. We'll take it off your hands. Because I think they will. That's if David Zaslav decides to do that, and it looks like that might be something he would do to consider for tax write-downs or write-offs, if you will, down the line. So we'll have to see. But right now, the reason, like I said, that seasons 1 to 4 are on Netflix and not the rest is because of the agreement I think that came previously before the transition from the hub back to Discovery, to Discovery Family, I should say. And I think that's what's going on there. Now, can you watch the episodes on YouTube? Absolutely. Absolutely, you can watch them. Every person out there has the episodes on YouTube. Hasbro itself has it on YouTube for you to pay to watch, just like with Amazon Prime, believe it or not, and Apple and Google. I don't know why Vudu doesn't, but you can purchase them on YouTube. You can purchase them on Amazon Prime. You can purchase them on Vudu. You can purchase them. Oh, not Vudu, but on Amazon Prime. You can purchase them on, like I said, Apple and Google. So you got plenty of areas to purchase them. You can purchase them as a whole season, and those don't cost too much. If you want to do that, they're like $17.99 to $24.99 for the later seasons, and for the earlier seasons, they might cost, just about the same, if not a little cheaper. So basically, you could range it from, let's say, the cheapest being $7.99 to $24.99. For all the episodes and everything, if you want them, by season, if you will. So, yeah, you could take, and you could take your time with it too. But also, if you're like me, and you have the seasons, mostly seasons 1 to 7 on DVD, you don't have to worry too much about not watching the later seasons if you have them officially on DVD, or if you're lucky like me and you're able to record, if not video capture, the episodes to watch whenever you want later on, like I did with seasons 8 to 9. Because we don't have those seasons on DVD or Blu-ray just yet. Hopefully someday we will. But yeah, as far as Netflix goes with G4, they still have seasons 1 to 4, if you will. But the reason we don't have the other ones, but maybe soon, is because of that agreement, because of that major agreement between both sides. Now, basically, let's get on to, and it's early, I do apologize. I just woke up a little while ago. But now, with that said, let's get into G5. Let's get into G5. And about a month ago, season 2 of Tell Your Tale, which is going to be their primary outlet. It's going to be the primary outlet for right now. Season 2 of Tell Your Tale debuted, and so far it looks like, from what I can tell, it's been a vast improvement over the first season, because now you're getting a little bit more of a coherent, more of a consistent storyline built throughout, is what you're getting. You're getting a very coherent storyline built throughout the episodes, as well as you're getting more characters outside of the main 6, involved. You're getting more characters potentially hinted at as becoming part of the group and making it like a main 7 or a main 8, down the line. So you're starting to see that, like Wind Whistle, I think that's her name, is another character that people are hinting at that could potentially join the group. It looks like hints that Jazz Hooves is going to join, and now she's got a love interest, and I can't think of his name right now. She's got a boyfriend now, a colt friend or a stallion friend, whatever you want to call him. Now in the show. So, she might join up, not along with him, so not really sure. But yeah, it's definitely giving more emphasis and more focus to characters outside of the main group, and letting us know who they are. So you're starting to see that, develop with Tell Your Tale within the 5 to 7 minute mark that they have. you are getting more, it looks like you're getting more development with our new villainess, if you will. With our new villainess, Allura. I just had to look it up there. But our new main villainess, Allura, because I couldn't, like I said, it's early, I couldn't remember, honestly. But we're starting to see some things happening with her. But the more interesting thing as well is Misty Bright Dawn. Yeah, Misty Bright Dawn is becoming a focal point here because of the fact that there is an episode, a mini episode, where she discovers a room, a mysterious door opens to her at the Bright House, at the Rainbow Lighthouse, if you will, a Bright House. Yeah, Rainbow Lighthouse. And it leads to this room where all these, and I talked about this before, where you have all these stained glass windows representing not just G4, but G1, G2, G3. You have all the generations there. So to me, it looks like, as I mentioned before, they're trying to interconnect all the generations, like, as if the one continuity, that came one after the other. You could see that. But, she's been basically given the focal point here because now she has this spell book that's been given to her, and she's learning spells and everything. And to me, and I think to any fan of the previous generation of MLP knows that when you focal point a character like her in this kind of a situation, that you're pretty much telling us that she's going to be the key to defeating the new leopard, the new villainous leopard in Allura, as well as her brother. You could see that. You could see the planting those seeds by having her mention, what she just did to Sunny, because Sunny even sees the door before it closes up, and Misty basically explains what happens, and then it's shown later on in the other mini episodes, or mini-sodes, if you will, that she's sharing her, the magic she discovered, the room she discovered, and all that with her other friends. She's sharing it with Zip. She's sharing it with Ip. She's sharing it with Hitch. She's sharing it with Izzy, and of course she's sharing it with Sunny. So you could definitely tell the setting the foundation for Misty's role in Tell Your Tale going forward, and potentially in the next chapter of Make Your Mark. If that does happen, we're not totally 100% sure. I would not be surprised if we get some information at San Diego Comic-Con, because right now we may not know, if there's a chapter 7 or not in the works. But San Diego Comic-Con in July, that might let us know a lot of things. That might let us know, yeah, there is a Chapter 7, but they couldn't say anything and the time was right. Because they wanted to, I guess, make sure everything was in tune to ensure that, they can make that announcement. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I would not be surprised if maybe we get something like that around that time frame. But we'll have to see. Right now, they have made it clear that Tell Your Tale is the primary focus for this year and maybe the next coming years. But don't be surprised if maybe you get an announcement that in 2025 we see the return of Make Your Mark with Chapter 7. I wouldn't put it past them. I wouldn't put it past them. But yeah, right now, Tell Your Tale is the focal point, and the Season 2 is definitely very Misty, character-driven, and everything, with her getting the spell book, her overcoming her fears from the past, her kind of seeing like an evil version of herself in this little scenario where, thanks to the Breezies, where she was able to look into different reflections and everything. So you definitely seen that they have set, like I said, they set the foundation for Misty to be a primary focus in Tell Your Tale, along with putting some focus on other characters like Wind Whistle and Jazz Hooves, and I can't think of the other character that was there when Misty saw, Misty entered this portal swamp thing, that Izzy entered, and then the other character before her entered. but that character, I can't think of a name right now, are definitely definitely good signs to see by the people behind Tell Your Tale, behind Generation 5, because again, like I said, you're seeing more emphasis on other characters outside of the main six, interacting with the members of the main six, but also individually. So you're seeing more of that, and it's kind of cool to really just have that more of character development given to these characters. And I think the reason we're seeing a lot more of this is mostly with Tell Your Tale, because of course the animation is a lot quicker to do. You can get it done more you can get it done more quicker, faster, and make the movements and the expressions of the characters more fluid and more expressionary than you could with CGI. I had to think about something there. But again, like I said, I think the reason though we're seeing this is because, like I said about Tiny Toons Looniversity Season 2, I think like with the writers and creators there on that, having listened to the fans, and you can kind of see that they improved on some things there. I think the same could be said here. I think a lot of the creators, the writers, the animators and everything, they heard what the fans had to say about the previous season of Tell Your Tale, as well as the first season, if not the 6 chapters, if you will, of Make Your Mark, and they're like, okay, we'll fix that here with Tell Your Tale, and you're seeing that. You're seeing that with every mini episode, if not full-length episode, because there's some of those that are coming as well. You're starting to see that, happen before your eyes. So I do like that they're taking that criticism and basically saying, okay, let's improve on it, and then let's make this season of Tell Your Tale and future seasons, as well as maybe the potential return of Make Your Mark, better than the first outing. Because let's not forget, Generation 4 started out, they started out strong, but nobody knew whether or not it was going to last further than the initial 3 seasons that Lauren Faust had planned. And all of a sudden, it just became the phenomenon that it is, the legend that it is. And, it ended up going for 6 more seasons after that. And every season, had its ups and downs, but you had more story to be told because they expanded outside of our main group. So that was really good. That was really cool to see. But so I can see them taking that, similar lessons, if you will. They're taking similar lessons here to basically improve for this newest season and future seasons of Tell Your Tale, and potentially a Make Your Mark return down the line. But yeah, it's doing well, and again, like I said, Misty definitely feels like she's become a very big focal point here, and it looks like she's going to be the key to overthrowing, basically taking down Allura and potentially her brother. And she might even be the key, as I've mentioned before about Allura, that she might be the, how I feel Allura is going to turn good. I've got a feeling Misty's going to be the key for that to happen. I just have this feeling. Now that you really think about it, now that I really think about it, I should say, I just got that feeling. But anyway, those guys, that's just a lot of what I wanted to say about MLP on this Tuesday morning. Not Tuesday, but Wednesday morning, I should say. Like I mentioned, it's early. It is now 7:46 a.m. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say on this Wednesday morning, March 13th, on some of the MLP stuff that's come out. Oh, well, one more thing. I did want to mention this. I don't want to forget about it. They do have, as far as I know right now, they're only promoting it for PS4, but I got a feeling it's going to be on PS5 as well. We do have a new My Little Pony game, a new My Little Pony Generation 5 game coming out in May of this year, at the end of May. I think it's May 27th. I got to double check, but it's coming out this year. It's called A Zephyr Heights Mystery, and unlike before with, a maritime adventure, I think that's what it was called. Hold on. I have the game. Hold on, let me check. I was right in the title. I said that, basically Maritime Bay Adventure, unlike the Maritime Bay Adventure, where you just played as Sunny and all that, here you can play as the rest of the main 6. Now, I think you can play as the other characters as well in a 2-player thing. I think you can. I have to look as well. I have to go back and look at, look and play the game again. But I think you can do the other characters, but not, like different missions. Like you could choose who you want to go and play as throughout the entire game. Because your main character is Sunny. So, yeah, you can play as all the main 6. Here, you can play as all the main 6, Misty included. So, yeah, that's what's so that's coming in May. It's called Zephyr Heights Mystery. It takes place in Zephyr Heights, mainly. It kind of takes, a lot of what Maritime Bay did, Maritime Bay Adventure did, and amplifies it a little bit more with more mini games, more accessories, and stuff like that. But there is an arc. There is an obvious arc there. So yeah, that's something to look forward to. Right now, it's only being promoted as part of, as being on the PS4, but obviously it's going to be on all the consoles, including Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S. It's going to be on the Switch, of course, and of course the PS4 and the PS5, and it's going to be on PC via Steam. So yeah, that's something to look forward to in May. But anyway, though, guys, that's all I can really say on some of the MLP stuff out there. From the 2017 movie leaving Netflix with this Monday on the 18th of March, to seasons 1 and 4 still being on Netflix, and why they're on Netflix, and why we haven't seen as of yet 5 to 9 because of Discovery Family owning the rights on that. But there might be something that happens there because of what's going on behind the scenes at WBD with Zaslav. So there might be something there. Keep an eye out for that. In my opinion, keep an eye out for that. And also, as far as G5 goes, like I said, Season 2 of Tell Your Tale is an improvement. Definitely heard a lot of the feedback from the fans. You could see that they've taken that and they're utilizing that to make the series, more coherent, more cohesive, if you will, more continuity based. And you're starting to see more of a focus, not just on the main 6, but you're seeing more of a focus on characters outside of that, as well as you're starting to see a main central character in the main group be the focal point and the key to potentially taking down Allura, maybe turning her good, and eventually taking down her brother in Misty. So, yeah, just wanted to come out and say that on this Wednesday morning, March 13th. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Comment down below. Like, chat during the premiere. Like the video. And until then, guys, I'm out.